Polysleep Origin is a budget-friendly all-foam mattress with a 9.5-inch thick profile. It has a medium firm feel and is best suited to lightweight and moderate-weighted bodies. Performance-wise, the Origin struggled in a few areas, with cooling being the most significant. However, it does offer a good value to sleepers who simply cannot spend more. Looking at our objective scores, the mattress fell below average. On one hand, response time received a 10 out of 10, and company not far behind at a 9.5. From there, many of the categories like motion transfer, edge support, sex, press relief, and off-gassing all ended up with scores in the low 9 range. Cooling was the lowest performing category with a score of an 8.5. Overall, the Polysleep Origin has a score of 9.21 out of 10. For reference, the average performance score across our 165 plus mattresses tested is a 9.51. The Polysleep Origin has a firmness of 6 out of 10, where 10 is the most firm. This gives the mattress a medium firm feel. A firmness of this level is suitable for a wide range of sleepers. It's firm enough to provide support for moderate weighted sleepers, while also being soft enough to allow for contour and press relief for lighter sleepers. Next, we're going to talk through what the Polysleep Origin does best. First, the mattress has an extremely fast material response. At 0.2 seconds to mostly recover back to shape, it's tied with the fastest responding mattresses to date. Second, it has a budget-friendly price. At the time of this recording, it's under $700 for a queen size. Third, it offers great support for light or moderate weighted sleepers. We found it performs best for those under 250 pounds. However, all mattresses aren't ideal for all sleepers. Let's talk through the important consideration points for the Polysleep Origin. First, we found more heat retention than most mattresses we test. This could make it less suitable for those who sleep hot or live in warmer climates. Second, heavier weighted sleepers may run into some issues. For those at or above 250 pounds, you may find it lacks support or creates pressure point buildup. Last, edge support is worse than average. Compared to most mattresses we test, there is more compression when sitting or lying at the edge. Your body weight and sleeping position impact the types of mattress that are best able to support you. Our analysis is designed to help match the correct mattress to the right body types and sleeping positions. We found the support to be good, but not great. In our test, I felt well supported in all sleeping positions. My chief support concern is simply the level of thickness. The mattress is only 9.5 inches, uses an all-foam design, and has a 3-inch comfort layer. This design is better suited to the needs of lighter weight bodies. Heavier weighted bodies are more likely to experience support and pressure relief issues, as there is simply not enough material. This isn't an issue with Polysleep Origin specifically, but rather most mattresses that are 10 inches or thinner. All that to say, I would not recommend this mattress for most sleepers over 250 pounds. You'll be far better off with Polysleep's thicker mattresses, including the Aura or the Zephyr.
Be sure to visit us over at naplab.com/mattress-quiz. There, you can submit your needs and preferences, and we'll send you back a personalized recommendation based on your inputs.
Next up, we're going to move on to our individual performance tests. At NapLab, we test each mattress by analyzing according to 10 different factors that impact the feel, comfort, and performance. First up, we have our cooling test. To measure cooling, we lie on the mattress for 15 minutes, allowing it to absorb body heat. Then we get off the mattress and take periodic measurements of the surface level temperature. Our tests show how the mattress retains and releases heat and overall cooling performance. Mattresses that breathe better, retain less heat, and sleep cooler are better as they allow sleepers to maintain a comfortable temperature. Cooling performance on the Polysleep Origin was good, but far from great. In our test, I felt a moderate level of heat retention around my body. The mattress is all foam and contains no cooling fabric, no cooling fibers, no coils for airflow, and no specialized cooling foam. In our objective testing, we measured a max surface level temp of 92.2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 2.97 degrees warmer than average. Being warmer than average isn't always an issue for poor performance, especially for our tests during the Arizona summer. However, the limited heat dissipation in the 5 minutes after we got off the mattress tells a less than great story. From minute 0 to 1, the temperature declined by 3.9 degrees, which is 0.68 degrees warmer than average. Likewise, from minute 0 to 5, the temp dropped by 5.5 degrees, which is 1.5 degrees warmer than average. The ending temperature was 86.7 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 4.46 degrees warmer than average. When we look at our subjective experience, objective data, and material analysis, we have a cooling performance that leaves much to be desired. For For the sinkage test, we lie on the mattress. In addition, we use a 12-pound medicine ball to test pressure point sinkage. Deeper sinkage can cause sleepers to feel overly enveloped by the material layers, while less sinkage can make you feel that you're sleeping more on top of the mattress as opposed to in it. Sinkage is a preferential factor. Some prefer more, others less. In our pressure point test, we measured a very minimal sinkage depth of 1.64 inches. This is 0.54 inches less sinkage than the average of 2.18. Notably, the heavier portions of my body received a more moderate level of sinkage. Overall body contouring is fairly balanced owing to the all-polyfoam construction. However, it is still an all-foam mattress, so there is more hug than a traditional coil mattress is going to have. To test motion transfer, we place one 12-pound medicine ball on one side of the mattress and drop another 12-pound medicine ball on the opposite side. In addition, we use an accelerometer to objectively measure the motion generated by the medicine ball drop. Lower motion transfer is better as it helps sleeping partners avoid disturbing each other during the night. The Polysleep Origin has a low level of motion. In our test, we measured a total acceleration range of 7.72 meters per second squared. This is around the average of 8.15 meters per second squared based on all of our tests done to date. The all-foam design did a great job of absorbing and dissipating energy. In our motion transfer chart, which visualizes our accelerometer data, we saw the highest motion peaks from 0 to 0.14 seconds. Motion drops significantly after, and we see a minor level of energy until 0.63 seconds before it returns to near zero levels. While I do wish the motion peak was a little lower, I am pleased with the level of motion duration. Most sleepers will find this level of motion transfer to be low enough to avoid any disturbance. To test response time, we place a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. Once it's fully at rest, we then quickly remove it and objectively measure the amount of time it takes for the mattress to recover and resume its original shape. A faster response time is better as quicker responding material layers better adapt to your changes in movement and prevent any type of a stuck feeling. The Polysleep Origin has extremely fast material responsiveness. In our test, we measured a mostly recovered response time of 0.2 seconds and a fully recovered response time of 0.3 seconds. This is tied for first as the fastest material recovery speed we've measured to date. The foams rebound back to shape essentially instantly. The highly responsive feel ensures you'll never feel stuck on the mattress. It's incredibly easy to move around on the mattress, especially with a more restrained level of sinkage. To run the bounce test, we drop a 12-pound medicine ball onto the mattress. We measure the maximum depth the ball sinks to before rebounding up, as well as the maximum height it achieved on the bounce. Bounce is a preferential factor. Some prefer more, others less. However, more bounce is typically better than less as it improves ease of movement, aids in response time, and improves sex performance. The Polysleep Origin has a low level of bounce. In our test, we measured a total bounce height of 7.31 inches. This is 2.32 inches less bounce than the average of 9.63. The all-foam design absorbs much of the energy, which keeps bounce quite restrained. In general, I like to see 8 to 12 inches of total bounce. At this height, it's enough to experience the best benefits like sex and ease of movement, while keeping negatives like motion transfer in check. At 7.31 inches, the bounce level on the Polysleep is below my ideal threshold. The biggest detriment to lower bounce is the weakened sex performance. For an assessment of edge support, I lie on and sit on the edge of the mattress to measure the level of support and compression. Less sinkage while sitting and lying directly on the edge of the mattress is better as it creates a more supportive edge for sleeping, lounging, and amorous activities. Edge support on the Polysleep Origin left much to be desired. In our sitting edge support test, we measured a sitting sinkage compression of 4.5 inches. This is 0.31 inches more sinkage than the average of 4.19 inches. While sitting on the absolute edge, I felt reasonably well supported, but it's clear by the level of sinkage that it's far from great support. Edge support while lying was a fair performance at best. While lying on the absolute edge of the mattress, I did not feel tremendously well supported. Most sleepers will want to move a few inches away from the absolute edge in order to feel properly supported. This level of edge support performance is typical for a mattress of this thickness. At 9.5 inches, there just isn't a ton of material to create support in general. When you extend that to the very edge, you end up with a level of support that just isn't incredible. Our sex test uses a weighted formula to assess sex performance. Higher bounce, more supportive edges are the most important factors, with noise, pressure relief, and cooling being lesser weighted inputs. Mattresses with more bounce and better edge support perform better for sex, as do mattresses that don't make as much noise and are more comfortable to lie on. For the Polysleep Origin, these individual factors generate a sex score of 9.3. This mattress has low levels of bounce, which is the primary culprit for worse performance. Edge support was good, but not great. These two factors alone make up 80% of the SEC score. Noise is minimal, pressure relief is good, and cooling is good, but not great. Overall, the Polysleep Origin is fine for sex, but also not amazing either. Our pressure relief test is a measure of overall pressure relief performance. We analyze materials, layers, thicknesses, density, and design elements in conjunction with a subjective assessment of our experience while lying on the mattress. Mattresses with better pressure relief are able to create a more comfortable sleeping surface. Pressure relief on the Polysleep Origin is good, but not great. In our test, I felt a slight level of pressure point buildup. It wasn't anything extreme, but it was also noteworthy enough. Thinner mattresses, especially those that are less than 10 inches thick, often have more trouble with pressure relief as there is simply less physical material to comfort sleeper bodies. This is doubly true for heavier weighted sleepers, whose body weight will create more pressure on the mattress. For many lighter and moderate weighted sleepers, I could see this level of pressure relief working perfectly fine. However, many heavier weighted sleepers will find it's just not thick enough to support or comfort. All that to say, given the price point, performance isn't bad by any stretch, but it could be better. To evaluate off-gassing, we assess the mattress following the initial unboxing, taking a subjective measure of any strong smells. We monitor the mattress over a period of days until the mattress no longer has a strong odor. Mattresses with a less strong odor or an odor that dissipates more quickly are better. Off-gassing for the Polysleep is strong right out of the box. The smell lasted for 7 days before fully dissipating. The initial odor smelled a good bit like wet paint. It's a pretty offensive smell, especially if you're sensitive to strong odors. That being said, once the mattress does fully off-gas, the original odor wasn't much of an issue. The company score takes a look at factors that may influence your experience with the mattress. Factors include length of the trial period, warranty, shipping costs, return costs, and country of origin. For the Polysleep, these individual terms and conditions generated a company score of 9.0. This mattress comes with a 100-night trial period and a 10-year warranty. Shipping is free, but if you decide that you want to return the mattress, there is an $85 return fee. Polysleep is manufactured in Canada, and the Polysleep Origin is only available in Canada. There is a Polysleep mattress available in the US, but we haven't tested that model yet. I would recommend the Polysleep Origin for sleepers who are looking for an all-foam mattress that is thin and lightweight. At only 9.5 inches thick, it's easy to move around and great for limited spaces like lofts and RVs. Its thin height contributes to having very minimal sinkage, which means you won't feel as enveloped by the comfort material. Furthermore, it has a fast material response, which makes it incredibly easy to move around on. But perhaps most importantly, it has an extremely budget-friendly price. While the mattress is far from perfect, there are certain sleepers who would find it a good fit, and it's also great for those looking to not spend a lot of money. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments, questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Polysleep Origin, we've got a link in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.